Welcome to Bit Byte Podcast episode 2, I think. Yeah, I am Iwan. This is Oswella.
Hi guys.
Okay, so Os, what are we going to start with?
Oh, let's talk about the Apple. You recently launched. I think everybody has been getting the new the iPhone 15.
Oh, the Apple A17 Pro.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up with that? Because right now the only thing I know is that there's hardware ray tracing. That's about it.
Yeah. So apparently the new A chips A17 Pro, they actually has like up to 10% of a single CPU core processing speed.
So what does that mean in the big picture?
In the big picture, that means it's actually quite huge, whereby you're getting getting so much computer power to run just a mobile phone itself. And ideally, you could like slowly add in more stuff, play games on the go, like higher resolutions, or probably in the future we get AAA title games in mobile.
Yeah, so for me as a Apple user, what the A17 means, it just gives me a look into the future for the newer M chips,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because everything just trickles upwards to the M chips.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think what they're coming up with, the processing speed for Apple, is actually great. But I don't know, it's kind of like the chassis, they're not changing to something new. Okay, although there's like the Type-C, and then there's difference between the USB-C 2.0, the normal, and on the Pro we have a USB 3.0.
Yeah.
So that actually does a lot of difference regarding like charging speed, data transfer.
Yeah, because I think for the normal the normal iPhone 15, right? Because iPhone 15 for normal consumers.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have them like transfer out their 4K files every day and all like, do all the funky stuff compared to Pro users who need that speed.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think just USB 2 just for charging is totally fine.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's just like 10, you're saying it's just 10% of the Intel, right?
It's basically up to one single core of the CPU. I mean,
okay, but what is important, like multi-threaded core, just single core, or does like having a single core performance like equate to like it's 16 core performance because they all work together? Because some programs, older programs, they use more a single core compared to like other programs where they use multiple cores to actually try to run faster. Yeah.
As long as we are moving on, the technologies going up, I think multi-core will be more important in the near future. But I wouldn't say right now as a mobile user, single core is actually pretty great on its own already.
Okay, so for example, like the upcoming like CS:GO, you got your
CS:GO 2?
Yeah, the CS:GO 2 games, or like a Valorant where it's more CPU intensive.
Yep.
Yeah. So if for example we are able to play Valorant on a Mac, do you think it's gonna affect it? Because know that A17, if you transfer it up to M3, right, it's gonna be like almost double the kind of performance.
Ideally, I don't think it's gonna change a lot of ways in regards to the game. But I mean, introducing on the Mac, you might potentially have more players, slightly more than what you're currently having right now. And I think Apple is moving to the part where they're trying to allow more AAA, maybe not AAA, like base game coming onto their Mac OS, because initially I think everybody was like talking about Apple, like, I mean, you pay this much, you could actually get like a mid to high end range of a computer.
For desktop, right?
Yeah, for a desktop. And then to play like very high end games, AAA title games. And then you pay so much just for the Mac, and the best you can do is probably doing video editing for the day.
Yeah.
That's
okay, so for me, because I have both a PC and a Mac. So before, when Mac was running on the older Intel thing, right? The problem with that is because Mac was very optimistic about Intel's performance. So then you got your cooling issue, your whatever issue, and all that stuff. So when I custom made on a AMD PC, right? That was just a 3100 CPU with a 1660 GPU, and that runs.
Cannot be predicted with certainty. Present understanding in various scientific fields and
Okay, Siri is listening to us.
Yeah, that's it.
Just set the airplane.
It's always listening.
How do I even turn off Siri? Okay, anyway, yeah, so my AMD's my custom AMD PC, right, was running circles around it. So eventually I started upgrading everything until I got to a point where my CPU was a AMD 5950X with a 3070 GPU.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like really good for like video editing, for playing games, bullying kids online and all that stuff. Yeah, then the M1 chip came out. That's pretty good, but it was not as good as 5950. But when I got the M1 Pro chip, right, it's not even the Max or whatever, so it's like just a Pro model of the normal M1 chip, and that one's running circles around that current custom PC build, the 5950 with the 3070. Yeah, so it's like it runs well for like Adobe or the Pro programs, but obviously you can't play video games. I was playing a Resident Evil Village on it. I actually bought it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it runs fine.
Okay.
But because we played like Resident Evil Village on the PC, right?
Yeah.
It runs fucking good. So I have another like a 240 hertz monitor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then when I was playing it on the Mac, by technicality it runs smooth.
But it started, right?
I would say it started because it was only able to play in 60 hertz. So there's a limitation of the Mac.
But let's
games,
say you were able to put like on a probably 144 hertz. Do you think
so
you were able to
144
run
hertz,
smoothly?
right? It doesn't run smoothly on 144 hertz, yeah. So if you set it to like, a lower range, yeah, it runs totally fine. But if you maxing it out, right, it's going to be a problem. So that's where I feel like it's very tough to game on the Mac because you got to spend a lot of money to even reach the
Correct.
normal performance of something else, yeah. And people can argue that as a laptop, a MacBook Pro laptop, right, it's really worth the money. That one I totally agree. It's like how much you get for just like $2,500. It's way more than how much you would spend on a Windows laptop. But if you want to compare the Apple like Studio, right, the desktop version, right, the PC wins hands down for sure. I can spend like $800 on a PC. It's going to run circles around the Apple Studio for sure. Yeah. So I don't feel that like hype about this whole A17 Pro chips, like 10% of the Intel and all that stuff. Yeah. What matters more is how it's actually going to run in a real situation and not like Geekbench scores and stuff. Yeah, so that is something I'm just going to look forward to.
I mean, Geekbench 6 is actually quite it's actually very useful. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna let you know, like, it's gonna push your core all the way to the max to let you know, like, how high your this chipset can actually go into lah. Yeah, I think it's fine lah. But till then, we still gotta wait, man. I mean, Apple has a lot more improvement to make. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's still more improvement to make, but till then, we're gonna do what they have first.
Yeah, I mean, Apple is great for work, but aside from that, I mean, it's just over-glorified the email machine lah.
Over-glorified email machine.
Yeah, which you can do on your phone. So like, and most of the time, most people who actually play games, right, they're more casual. So mobile gaming, that's why it's like quite a big industry right now.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's see. So,
but how do you feel like playing Resident Evil on your phone? Or Assassin's Creed, because that one's coming out as well next year.
Honestly, I'm not really a mobile or laptop gamer per se, because ideally when I play, like, let's say any games on my computer, right, If you have noticed, like, I'm not sure, did you posted the photo at that time? That's that.
Which one? The RGB.
Yeah, the photo I sent
Yeah.
you. Okay, so if you guys have seen my setup, right, I've always focused on the airflow because I know how hot, like, the high generation, be it graphic card, CPU, RAM, will always go into. So to me, mobile game and laptop gaming is not a thing because I don't like to feel the heat. It makes me feel that, like, oh shit, is my thing gonna burn?
Yeah.
And especially people who plays, I don't mean to disrespect anyone like playing mobile game, but when you play the mobile game and then you charge at the same time, I don't get it. I don't get how people still can.
It's going to get super hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, right, for mobile gaming, like, I used to play like PUBG, like mobile, right?
That's fine, you know.
Yeah, no, because that heats up there as well. But it only heats up if you're playing it over a long period of time.
Correct.
So, I mean, if you're playing responsibly on the phone, you shouldn't be playing for 3 hours straight. You should just play 1 hour, like bully a few kids online for an hour. Then you're 2 matches, you're done. And
I
that's
think
it.
it's just for a quick game.
A quick game is totally fine, yeah.
Will be fine. But if it's gonna be long games, then probably not. Like so the first mobile game I actually bought was GTA Vice City on the App Store.
On mobile.
Mobile was on the mobile.
How is it like Vice City?
Yeah, Vice City.
Yeah, because I used to play on a PlayStation all the time. But for mobile, right, it's like, how do you even like perform?
It's actually quite great. Depends on the mobile.
Wait, how's the graphics? Is it trash or
I won't say trash. It's like how you will play Vice City. It's
on
just
the PS? So.
yeah, it's just a little bit Clayman.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
ideally, the whole story, everything is still great. Then the next game, I did play PUBG for a while. I mean, I played those previously with my dad ex thing. Yeah, so they love playing PUBG, and I joined them to play PUBG. And after a while, I realized that my battery depletes a lot, and it's also tough because I don't like to keep charging my phone. Yeah, it destroys the
But
battery
then nowadays
life.
there's like wireless charger.
Oh yeah, the wireless charger, everything. It's great. I do love the wireless charger. If, let's say I were to have one. I mean, I'm planning to do one, but I'm planning to do like one underneath my table. So when I place my phone on top of any surface, it charges. That would be great. I do know that Omnidesk does this.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah. So I mean, talking about like overheating phones, right? So I can't remember what I think it's a China brand, right? That has a MagSafe.
Huawei.
So Huawei? No, it's not Huawei. It's a
Xiaomi?
fan charger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that. There was one.
Because I know Razer has a fan,
Razer has
but I'm not sure whether does it charge or not.
the
What's it? What's this from?
blood.
Oh,
I don't know.
just.
Okay. What's that for? ROG also came up like with a charging.
Oh, right.
The-
ROG has one.
the
also.
cooling system when you
Yeah.
play game.
That was just like really a bit much lah.
But I think I saw it on Reddit. There's this one China dude who customized his own fan at the back. Apparently, he shows that the metal frame turned into ice. He made a portable aircon, a mini one. Blast his
Oh,
phone.
that's fucking good though. It's so good.
And then he showed when he was doing like when he played the game, and then he showed the temperature. It was about like 50, 40, 50. After like 2-3 hours of games.
Wow, sorry.
That's amazing, I would say. So I think in the future, likely, you see, we have laptop cooler. I'm not surprised mobile phone coolers are also coming out in the near future.
It's already out somewhat.
Yeah, it's out. Maybe it's the China brand who started first, but the ones that I know of is ROG started. Is it ROG? ROG started, then Razer started.
New FurMark version.
Have you ever heard
What
of
is
FurMark?
FurMark?
Okay, FurMark is basically a program that actually does trash your graphic card.
What?
It's okay.
Is
so
it
it's,
like on purpose or what?
it's usually sorry, it usually used for PC buildings and everyone because they want to test the capability of
Also, it just pushes it.
yeah. And it does makes your graphic card a little slower.
So it's like Geekbench scoring lah.
It was this one push it to 100% all the core.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it's mining your GPU.
GPU mining, right?
Yeah, but it's actually it does great wonders. This one actually saved me in.
So it pushes your PC just for testing. So it just helps you to see how far you can go lah, right?
Yeah. So I mean for me because I do PC fixing and building for a living, there's points whereby the graphic card just doesn't want to show any issue during that point of time because what's the best you can go? Probably you're gonna try to run Cyberpunk and then you're gonna put on like what max 4K. First of all, your graphic card may not even support it, and then it will not be like pushed to the max because it will be kind of like render a little bit down, and the issue will not appear.
Okay.
So with you forcing your graphic card core to work all the way to the max, apparently sometimes about 15 minutes up to 15 minutes, your graphic driver or graphic card will just crash. And then it's when you know that, oh shit, my card is dead.
Okay, so what do you do when that happens?
If let's say the customer is still under warranty from like the supplier that they bought, or if let's say they bought from us or anything, it's a one-to-one swap.
Okay. So is this good for consumers or is it just specifically for like builders?
It's good for builders and consumer because consumer, you can do it on your own. You don't need to bring it down, and you can actually like check it out on your own time when you feel that how come my graphic card is not running to the full potential. Like probably last time you were able to run this AAA title games at smooth, and then like one of these few days like the frame is dropping, nothing's going on. You already update all your drivers and stuff, and it's still happening. So tentatively could be the card issue. It could be. It's not guaranteed, but it could be. Or it could be something else.
Okay. So essentially it's a very good stress test.
Yep. It's a very good stress test.
Okay, so what's coming out with the version 2? What's the difference?
Okay, let's see.
A rise after 16 years.
It came since 2007. This is how long they haven't updated the thing. But it still works wonders.
So anyone who's a teenager watching this right now, it came out before you were born.
I think the new one they added the Vulkan APIs. They used to didn't have. The Vulkan API is usually used for the what's that card? The AMD graphic card. Yeah.
Whatever happened to DirectX?
DirectX still living, but I think I don't know. It could be bought over by someone else.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this much because it's still not out yet. But there were plans to release the newer version of this.
Okay. But always supposed to come out in the newer version. I mean aside from. So it's just those earlier, nothing else.
Right now they only say that it's a beta access on the Discord server. You can probably test it, but it's not optimized fully yet. I think because of the graphic card is it's coming out more and more up to the 4090.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think till then we have to wait for it to be fully accessible and out of beta. Alright. Intel Wi-Fi and possible of a 14 gen CPU.
Nice.
What's your take on it?
It's hard to say. I feel like Intel needs to come out with way better stuff.
Okay.
To catch up with a lot of things, I feel.
Like what?
I don't know, because like, it just feels like Intel is lagging behind somewhat, It just feels that way.
I think Intel is not really lagging behind. Intel is just focusing on how to beat AMD at the moment. I ask you one funny question. When you see the keynote of AMD and Intel, right? AMD GPU and the Nvidia GPU, do you feel like both the guy and the lady looks alike? Like
I'm pretty sure it's the same person, you know. Someone is deep faking someone.
like they have like brother or sister or probably husband and wife in a separate company. Have you ever thought about that? Because every time I see the keynote, I was thinking like, wait a minute, these two looks a little bit.
Is it because they're Chinese? Is it because they're Chinese?
I'm Chinese also. So.
Yeah, it doesn't mean, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Does it mean that she's manly looking, or
No,
just look like their siblings?
They
Or
look
could they
like-
be like
Yeah,
deepfakes?
they could be. I don't know. They could be siblings, but they look like it. But I don't know. It just crossed my mind suddenly. I mean, since we're speaking about Intel,
Yeah, but I think that like for AMD and Nvidia, right, whenever they do like their keynotes and like when they do announcements for stuff, right, I think their presentations are always very good.
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Most AAA company titles, the keynote are actually well done. Like, have you seen the Microsoft one?
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft did extremely well. Nvidia also. But I have to give this. Apple keynotes are actually quite hype.
Apple keynotes are quite I would say quite, they're super hype because the marketing team is very good.
Yes.
They have to make it super hype so that people won't realize that
It's the same.
yes, exact same fucking thing, man. Yeah. And here, man, so check this out. We have a new port with USB-C. So, what? Okay.
It's just
Did that come with Samsung 10 years ago? Look, it really came out a long time ago. It's like almost a decade, right?
yes. I see came out quick.
Yeah, so it has to be hyped so that people will, like, you know.
But I think Apple was the first one to introduce like no audio jack.
Yeah, on the phones.
Yeah.
I still don't know how I feel about that. Even now.
Do you prefer audio jack or do you prefer what?
It depends, because like it depends on how much you care about audio quality. Because like, okay, I mean, for convenience, Bluetooth, you know, if it's Wi-Fi headphones, it's fine because it's like hands-free. But then if you're talking about audio quality, right, analog is still the best lah. I mean, like,
That's true, right?
unless they improve, you know, unless you have Wi-Fi 7 technology on the headphones, but then, you know, who knows?
Alright, speaking about Wi-Fi 7, have you heard about anything regarding it?
Not at all.
No. So apparently the new Wi-Fi 7 adapter, potentially there's a 3 different bandwidth. They use the everybody's using it. Your IP camera everyone is using is the 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, which was introduced like a few years back, and then the 6 gigahertz bands.
Okay, so what's the difference between 5 and 6 gigahertz?
Honestly, just the speed. The bandwidth, the speed you're gonna get is
Really
way high.
improve like my gameplay when I play Velo.
I think that's a user problem.
It's not a user problem. You know, it's always a ping, man. Yeah, sometimes even though I'm like connected by Ethernet, right? Sometimes the internet, you know, sucks, you know.
Okay, if that the case, it shouldn't be their fault. It's your ISP, right?
No.
Yes, it's your ISP who's
Nice.
the one who gives you the internet capability.
I think, okay, for ISP, right, for some reason, I get better connection on MyRepublic. No, because the thing is, right, connection-wise, MyRepublic, it's more consistent. Well, sometimes Singtel is super fucking fast. It's great. But sometimes it's just like, it's not as consistent as I wanted it to be.
Let's go by tier. At the bottom tier, M1. No doubt about it. Because M1
I don't consider M1.
is
They're below bottom.
consistently shit, that's all. Okay, I
I
mean
don't think you should insult shit lah.
Okay.
It's like,
Sorry.
it's just M1. It's just M1.
M1 is just baseline.
Yeah.
Starhub is the second one. Because Starhub is either you get half a quality or you don't get it all. Singtel is you take it or you don't have. That's all. You can't really have like in between, but only Starhub is the one that has the in between. M1 is just straight flat. I haven't used MyRepublic. Different areas. All my friends are using MyRepublic. Has different say about them. Some are saying that it's great. Some are saying it's okay. Some are saying they are bad. So I think ideally it's just based on the area that you are and where they set up their antennas. Tentatively, MyRepublic is using bandwidth from the three company that.
Yeah, because Singtel holds a monopoly for the whole internet kind of thing.
Correct.
Telecommunications.
Correct.
The people in white or whatever.
You play it right?
Yeah.
What do you mean by
We shall not. We can't really talk about them, but it's okay. Yeah. So like for example, like M1 Starhub, they ran the bandwidth and stuff from Singtel, right? So of course they get the lower grade stuff compared to Singtel, where it's the highest.
Correct.
Yeah. Which makes you feel like shouldn't like Singtel be more consistent in terms of like connectivity? Because like for example, my PC is connected Ethernet, right? Sometimes it's just not as consistent as I want.
I think it's the area. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe it's the area because my friend is using. Okay, so I have one friend who stays in. What's the swamp area called?
Which swamp area? The whole Singapore. The whole Singapore is a swamp.
No. There's this one swamp area.
Wait, North Central or North or
No.
Bukit Timah,
Shit.
Thomson,
I forgot the name.
Whampoa,
Sembawang.
Sembawang. Okay.
That swamp area. Dude, my friend using Starhub at Sembawang, he always couldn't get the optimal speed even though he paid for 1 gig.
Yeah. Okay, so you're talking about Starhub, right?
Starhub.
Yeah, so my mom lives in Woodlands, right? For Starhub, right? Then go inside her house, right? Zero connection. Absolutely zero. And I thought it was a LED kind of thing. Or maybe it's how badly the architecture was. But it's actually really because of the connection itself. So when I switch my own line to like Singtel, right? That's when it was pretty good.
So I think it's just the area thing. You gotta decide. I'm not saying decide. You got to try out like in which area ideally the ISP is good because.
Oh, Starhub in Bukit Panjang was really bad.
There you go.
Then I switched over to Singtel, right? Oh, it's the best internet ever, man. And do you know why?
Right.
From my house to the Singtel, they got the small building, the internet thing, right? I'm just 5 minutes away. It's the fucking best, man. Then something happened, right? Do you remember that there's some Singtel thing fire, right? It happened there.
Oh, it's there.
And I'm like, fuck, man, that's the worst thing. Yeah, I was so pissed off, right?
Was your internet affected?
Yeah, it was affected, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was so affected by it emotionally that I wanted to hunt down people responsible and just like slaughter them. Yeah.
You know what's the
Internet was affected, but mobile wasn't affected, so that's good.
You know what's the funny part?
What?
My house where I stay, further down in front, there's an entire Singtel building. Did you notice that I've never have internet problem?
I mean, of course, like, if you have internet problem, they'll have internet problem. Locked out.
Yeah, I always never have internet problem. The only problem I have is probably just connection of the Wi-Fi. But ever since so basically mine's an old house.
Yeah.
And then I think we went to do the internet port in my room.
Yeah.
So I have the bright idea to buy $100 router and put it in my room.
$100. Okay.
So
it's not mesh router, like, it's just a generic.
It's just a normal ASUS router. So when let's say you step into my house, you'll realize that there's two access points. One is the outside one, and one is in my room. So ever since I've had the idea to put into my room, my Wi-Fi, my data, everything is all perfect, amazing. I've never once get disconnected, and until the normal Singtel problem starts.
Okay, but how do you feel about like mesh router?
Mesh router. Honestly, mesh router I feel it's scam.
Why?
Because okay, if you have the capability to purchase a mesh router is not cheap, it's about $300-400. Whereas compared if you were to, if you were to spend like maybe additional, okay, let's say this mesh router costs $350. If you were to spend about close to $400 to $450, which one would you pick? The $350 mesh in your house, or they spend a little bit more than $450 to get amazing internet everywhere in your house? Which one would
$450, man.
you will spend $450?
Yeah.
So here's my problem. Like, why, if you're willing to spend this amount, why you are not like contacting your contractors to do access point in each and every room?
Yeah, so that is what is new in a lot of new HDB houses.
Correct.
Every room has a mesh.
Correct.
Yeah, so when we've got this place right, they just put routers everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because the access points are like literally in every room.
Yep.
So that's cool.
You
Then I
do-
realized, like, do I really need it? Because the house is not big, the walls are not exactly thick or anything.
You
So I just have a very powerful
You don't
modem
need
instead.
to take a mesh. Don't buy the mesh.
Yeah, so that's because like mesh, like what is it really good for? Because the thing is, right, if you're talking about multi-house or like you're living in a bungalow like 2 floors or whatever, why don't you just let's extend the Ethernet to that create another access point of some sort upstairs? Because sometimes a mesh router, right, no matter what, right, how it connects to another mesh router and then does its thing and whatever stuff, right? It's
Because the mesh router you have, the mesh router you have has a limited access point. And if you were to mesh to another mesh just to expand it,
yeah.
your internet is actually, the packet actually losing.
Yeah, so it's essentially an expander, lah, right? Yeah.
So if you want, you get like an extremely expensive router. So to me, mesh is just a very basic router with high-end intercomputing the network to each and every one of the router itself. But if you just get a router, it's just going to be one huge big area. Because if you have one access point outside, so if let's say a living room, you can actually just put a normal Singtel router or whichever brand you're using. It's fine, it's very much already.
Yeah.
Yeah, access point one into this room. Probably you find like a corner, a central area, and just put one router. You don't need to be very expensive. $90 you can get great speed already.
Yeah.
Because I actually had like, when you see the photo, my router is behind the corner. You can't tell, but
Yeah.
I have amazing speed.
Yeah, for me, I'm just connected to internet because the house really has a access point. So from one access point, right, because I got on my Mac, this one and other things as well, I have a speaker right below the table.
So I mean,
Yeah.
access point to a router, and then your router you get additional 4 slots or so. So you can have 4 devices, and then the rest all can use wireless. And it doesn't really cause a lot of problem because one mesh to one router, it's fine. But if you do mesh, then router, you might have slightly half of the speed.
Yeah.
Because my house, the mesh itself, what I did was, because I need 2 access points. One is to the router, one is to my PC. So what I did is the access point connect to my router, then my router I plug into my PC. I mean, if you guys actually play games with me or anything, you know that my DC downtime is 0 to none. Probably during when Singtel has issue, that's about it. I've never DC. Probably like probably my PC hang or something, but that's about it.
Wait, so with this new Wi-Fi 7, right? I mean, like, is it gonna make life easier or more expensive?
It's for sure gonna be more expensive, but it's gonna make life.
40 gigabits.
Yeah, it's gonna make life.
Okay, so if
a lot
it's max 40 gigabits, that means you can expect what 20 in real life use or what?
You as a normal consumer, bro, you're not gonna hit 40.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wanna hit 40.
Yeah, halfway. Yes, soon there.
I need 40.
Yes, it's soon there to 40. Yeah, but it's either are you running servers? Because if you're not running server, you don't really need the 40.
They just make bullying kids online better, you know.
You you realize that the Wi-Fi thing for bullying kids is only 20%, right? The 80% comes from within you.
Nah, man. It's all false. False news. Alternative facts.
False news.
2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz.
I mean, by next year we can tell because it plans to sort of like soft launch. And
So how does the Wi-Fi 7 like connect to like 5G and all that stuff, 6G?
I'm not too sure about the 6G, but it's going to be the same as what we're having right now, the 5G, because a lot of the older models they don't have 5G. Yeah, so especially mobile, if you're still using the previous version, does your iPhone has 5G?
Yeah, of course.
Does it have 6G?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know. I just use
Okay.
because honestly, I'm not really on my phone much. Yeah, so doesn't matter much to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the Wi-Fi 6 is actually kind of out already. It's like a soft launch.
Soft launch. I've been seeing it everywhere though.
Not say soft launch. Okay, recently in my house, the router in the living room keep having problems where my mom and dad keep complaining they can't watch their shows, they can't play their games. And then they call the Singtel guy to come and fix it, and it's still not soft. But I realized when I connect to that router, you know the Wi-Fi length,
Yeah.
beside there's a 6 on my,
What router are you using?
just the normal Singtel.
Normal Singtel router.
Yeah, the normal Singtel router.
Is it the black one? The
Yeah, the
black
black.
round one?
Yeah.
The black round one.
Yeah.
I think that one has Wi-Fi 6 though.
The new one, I
Yeah.
think those are the new one, yeah.
Yeah. You adjust the packet size and stuff of everything for a router.
No, I don't. Okay, first of all, this is not really like my own place or anything, so
Okay.
I usually won't go and tweak because I want to have fair share. But then again, you have to understand that when we play games, my parents are asleep. So technically, I'm holding the entire home bandwidth at night. Even if they're home, what they're gonna do? They're only gonna watch their Netflix,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Because you can actually just dedicate like 2.4 for the mobile stuff. 5G, all that stuff is for streaming service and all that. But then that one is like, I feel like it can be a bit too much effort for some people.
I'm very working too late, and then recently this year I started going gym and working out and everything. I don't have that mental and physical capacity to go and do anything. It's like if I can have access, they can have access. Fine, I'm done.
Yeah.
Call me out. Okay, I'm having my own great time over here playing my games, and the one's gonna disturb me. So yeah.
Yeah. Because previously from my mom's house, right? Because the building's like, there's some iron or whatever stuff, so it has a problem with the Wi-Fi connection stuff. Yeah, so some stuff like that, right? 2.4 gigahertz is good because it's longer. 5 gigahertz, like, of course, it's better, but it's of course like shorter kind of wavelength, right? Yeah, so for me, that's important because I get to tweak and stuff. Which also then reminds you, then 6 gigahertz, that means it's the distance of whatever is going to be shorter as well. Or it's like,
It might be longer. You see, because currently we don't know. But we do know that it could have a bigger area. But it's just that the same thing apply for 5G.
okay,
The closer you are, the stronger the
Okay.
receiving is
so
going
is Wi-Fi 7 going to cause cancer? For all the
I
Americans
do
out there.
I do understand that we are living in a very is it radioactive a good word? A radio wave.
Okay, because the thing about the whole cancer, radio wave and all that stuff, right? It's so small that it won't affect you.
Honestly, by the time it's gonna affect you, you are already half foot in the grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. If the thing is like, because I do remember like things people say to me like, don't use laptop on your lap.
Oh, wait a minute. Talking about this whole thing, right? I think it was at EU or somewhere. They fined a phone company because their phone was emitting radiation above a certain level.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, once I find that link, we can talk about it next.
Okay.
Next one, yeah. So yeah, that's it for Wi-Fi 7, I think. Okay, so what is up with the whole newer Intel 14 Gen? Didn't we get like 13 Gen recently?
Okay, so the Intel 14 Gen Raptor, they call it the Raptor Lake. It's going to be a fresh start, refresh start for the 13 Gen. I think the 11, 12, 13 was kind of a bit of rush when they launched it. But I mean, if you have ever used like the older generation, you know that the first and second gen is still the top tier in regarding Intel's CPU lines.
Yeah.
And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 has a lot of issues. Then came the 8 gen. The 8 gen was amazing too. So I would say that all this generation coming out is them stepping up to that the CPU generation is increasing, so the specs are increasing, and you can tell that every generation up is actually a trial and error test for them, a tweak. So to them,
just minor updates and stuff, right?
Yeah. So I feel that it's just one of those times where if you're lucky enough, like very, very super lucky, one of those generation that have problems, you will not face it. You should be one of the lucky few because it's basically being tweaked around it. And whether you are in the first batch or the second batch CPU also. So I would say that all these are just to increase the range of what they have for the entire brand of Intel. And 14 Gen it looks like it's gonna be crazy.
Okay, is there any rumors or like what are the new updates for it?
So like normal before you doing any overclocking, you have seen like the 11, 12, 10 Gen are doing like early 5 gigahertz on overclock. Now it's reaching close to 6 gigahertz.
Yes.
And this speed itself, it's actually super insane.
Is it single core or multi-core? Now they got like performance cores, they got efficiency cores.
I think for cores are more, but this is basically to hit the upcoming games.
So what are efficiency cores? What are performance cores? Like, how does like the CPU decide what is for performance?
I think it's all based on the program that you use. Because every program has its own binary codes.
Yeah, okay.
So it will definitely tell the CPU, okay, they're running this program. This is what you need. This is what you need to give me. Because if they don't give, you'll definitely experience like crashes, blue screen, and even issue with the app to open it out. So I think it's all based on the program or...
So for example, like performance cores are more like higher tier cores.
Correct.
All efficiency cores are more the lower tier kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So for example, if I have like a video editing program, so that's more higher tier, so it uses the performance cores. While if I have like Chrome or like email out, it uses the efficiency cores.
Correct. So it will... I mean, now we're in a very high-tech generation. The cores is understand what app you're using and what cores to give you to use regarding this one. So as in, you do not push your whole CPU to unnecessary heat and specs and everything. So I mean, you just running Chrome, everything. I mean, if you're gonna open like 32 or 100 tabs, you got a cost problem because it's not using any the pro cores itself. It's just using the efficient core. So there's so much efficient core can works. I think this whole new generation 14 is going out. I think it's a bit insane that we are moving the technology world way too fast.
Yeah, I feel it's because of the competition as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because with all the hype for the new Apple M chips and stuff.
One day, man, we're gonna have no CPU, no nothing. because we do not have any silicon chips anymore. If
Quantum computing.
Yeah, quantum computers could be the next thing. But the question is, can you afford?
Hopefully I'll be dead by then, I guess.
I honestly, before the whole quantum computer come out, I wish I'm dead first, because I really don't bother with those. It's gonna be the younger generation things to handle. The Gen Z thing to do their shit. I'm not gonna bother.
If they don't burn the world down first, I guess.
Hey, look, I'm in the grave. Not my problem. They can do what they want. Oh, about the new 14K.
14K bits.
Apparently, impress Geekbench 6 benchmark. Apparently, from 13th gen.
I mean, it better be the previous generation, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's like, if it performs worse, right, it's like, what about?
Raptor Lake rocking with 24 cores and 32 tracks for the
That's all?
i9 1400K.
Only 24?
You can't compare this to like, what's that? The Threadripper. It's totally different.
So initially before, right, when I was doing my AMD custom PC, right, I wanted to get a Threadripper.
I think you should, you know.
Yeah, I
so-
wanted to, but then it's like, honestly, I'm not, because I wasn't really doing a lot of like 3D stuff. So I don't really need that much power. I'm just doing like video editing, motion graphics here and there, and that's it. So I don't think I even needed the Threadripper.
And then, what's the point? There's many
The point
things.
is that I wanted to get a Threadripper so I can rip through stuff, man.
There's many things on you here is redundant, but you still get it. I do
Yeah,
want
man. That is spare.
the bad doesn't, like, there's really some things that you really don't need, but you still get it either way.
Yeah, that's true.
I understand that. Okay, I understand you have a few houses to stay, and then, bro, the microphone itself, fine, you can get multiple. You know, probably maybe you're gonna start like podcasts like this, but if you're before that, you have two microphones, it's a bit redundant. You can actually get like a cheap microphone to on the other end, because technically you're not staying there indefinitely.
Yeah.
You're just staying there for a few days and that's it. You could bring your own microphone around.
Yeah, so that's actually what I did at first. Then after,
Redundant.
so it's like after a long while of bringing it back and forth, right? I was like, okay, fuck it. So because this was just the Wave 1, it's so much cheaper than like the Wave 3. Yeah, and it's like when I was calculating the price, right, and then I was like looking at the Razer Mini whatever thing, right. Then it's like, if I actually just pay a bit more, I'll get the Wavelink software and other stuff. So I must just get that and just leave it in my mom's place.
Well, it's
That's
just,
it.
if you spend the price of this thing, you can get Wave 2 or 3.
Yeah, but there's no difference. I read up a lot about it.
But actually quite intrigued about Elgato's Wave. It actually looks quite...
Yeah, so the reason why I got the Wave 1, right, is because this is just basically a microphone. Wave 3 is the exact same thing, except that you can just listen to, you can choose, like, you just want to listen to the stream, or just yourself or what, which I don't really need that. It's like, what the fuck do I need? I just have to press a button and I'll get the same thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
$100.
Redundant. Okay, since I mean the 14th gen is coming out, there's also something interesting that's coming out too, which is, have you ever heard of wireless GPU?
No, not at all. Is it like it runs on Wi-Fi or
It runs on Wi-Fi? No.
quantum mechanics?
No. So apparently, they are actually doing a wireless graphic card, whereby all your your power supply power will be going through the motherboard itself. You get
Huh?
it? Wait, you don't get it?
I don't get it. So where's the wireless part?
That means
You still have to plug into the PCIe, right?
you mean the power cable?
No, the PCIe. You still have to plug through PCIe, right?
Yeah, just the PCIe. So they're gonna come out with like the PCIe.
I thought it's like you don't have to plug into the PCIe. See wireless, I'm like, oh lord. So it's just a wireless power lah.
Wireless power. The power will be going through the motherboard. The motherboard in the next few generation is going to have this additional power slot.
So what's he got to do with the enemy girl?
Anyway, girl, do you know a lot of China brands come out with
Yeah, actually, why is it so people can like keep the packaging and fab or what? Oh, it's so worth it, man. So I get a GPU, I get this other enemy girl.
Are you gonna juice on your 4070 Ti?
I don't know, maybe it'll just evaporate if I push it hard enough.
What the fuck? No, I think it's just like
Cooling, man, cooling system, you know?
I think it's just like the branding they do. It's more
It's just the random branding.
more to entice like the anime level to purchase their.
Okay, so you're saying the motherboard, right? The power, so it pushes power through the PCIe.
Yes, and also apparently if you see in where is it? So not only they are going to do wireless graphic card. If you notice this photo here, I'm not sure that's in clearly. Let me zoom in for you.
Controller, yeah.
If you notice, it used to have like the power here
Yep.
and the 8-pin and the 24-pin here.
Yeah.
You notice it's missing?
Is this a M80X or ITX?
This is the ITX. No, ITX. This is full size
Oh, ATX.
ATX.
Oh,
You know what they do?
what?
They're soldering the one at the back.
And then?
So when you see a PC, you have zero cable at all. The cable will be all behind.
Oh, so cable management is going to be fucking bomber lah, right?
There's two ways your cable management can go. It's gonna be perfect. The front part is gonna look perfect. The behind is gonna look shit. Or you're gonna have amazing cable management. Yeah, this is what they're actually moving.
I think cable management is going to be dependent on the person managing it. Right.
Probably the user.
Don't underestimate messy people.
I mean, I'm also quite messy.
Actually, mine is quite shit.
Okay, I mean, let me see what I can find it. So if you notice, like, you can see.
Okay, let's go.
You notice the 6-pin, 8-pin, and then the graphic card. There isn't any cable.
Oh, sweet.
And the bottom too.
Fuck.
Do you appreciate wireless cable right now? And look, it's so clean. This is where all the cables gonna be.
Oh, there's like porn and I think the videos can get struck down for how good it looks like.
You're gonna
That's so
have
good though.
zero cable. The only cable you can have is probably your AI cooler, that cable, because it needs to.
I mean, like, it has to be there, right? Unless they have a wireless. Then where's the water coming from?
No. I said.
So how much power? Because like upcoming like graphics card like maybe 40, 90, it's gonna take out a lot of power, right?
This cable here.
Yeah.
Not this one. This is fine because this is actually quite aesthetic. Not gonna lie. But this cable where it connects to the cooler, that's another problem. So
How much power does a 4090 take up? Like, will it affect the PCIe, performance?
I don't think it's gonna affect anything because in the near upcoming future, from what I see, the boards that they all have are actually quite sturdy. I'm not gonna lie. Those they're gonna make is very, very sturdy. Especially, you're gonna have connectors all behind. It's not gonna be crowded. In a sense that it's like each component is way too close to each other. So moving all the power pin, everything to the back, it gives you more space for connection, and then you can actually separate out the I don't know what it's called, like the little chip, separate out a little bit.
Yeah.
And you get more space. Probably, who knows, they're gonna make better airflow also. So it's gonna cool the whole system. It's gonna be amazing. This is what enticed me, because if everything is stable and is there, I'm moving to wireless. Like how the Lily Unifan,
Yeah.
which what was it? Corsair also come out the same thing, which is just interconnect and then one cable out. That is the kind of fan I want. I don't want any more messy cables and everything. It's amazing.
Oh, it's good.
All right, let's watch the back. So this will be the powered. Then it should be there we go, the back. Look at the back. The CPU, the 34 pin, all your fan, and all your backboard. Your F panel, your Type C connector, your SATA USB 3, everything in the back.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of just now you were saying about
Sweet. Yeah.
about the power going here.
Yeah.
They give you different options.
Mm.
But ideally, to get the high end, you're gonna put all, because that you want the full potential and maximum power of it.
Okay. So we don't really have an actual power issue lah.
Are you ready for this new generation? Because this board is not gonna be cheap.
How many $1,000?
I foresee at least a Z series board. The base minimum price 600 to 700.
Okay lah. I mean, like, it also depends lah on what else it offers.
Like the Strix board I got.
Like this AMD or Intel board.
This is an Intel.
So you have a Thunderbolt controller and stuff lah, right?
Likely Intel will come out first. There, can you see?
Yeah, it looks like Intel.
It kind of looks like ready for.
It's not AMD, obviously.
If you notice that they didn't really show the LGA connection and everything. So I think during this launch it's foreseeable that the 13 and 14 gen will be coming out.
I mean,
This is just small little droplets of hint. So would you get the full wireless set? Technically wireless set.
probably next one lah.
The next one,
Like
right?
upgrade. Yeah, no, because it is going to make things cleaner, and because it's cleaner, right, I won't have messy ass issues. I mean, if you look at that, right, it might look clean, but then if you really analyze, right, it's a bit fucked up.
It's fine. I'm not gonna lie.
No, because okay, I don't know. I might cut this out actually, because I'm too lazy to put a card away.
Okay.
But okay, see the wiring cable on top of the CPU stock fan.
That's normal. That's the thing. But
Oh, let's say that's normal.
no,
No, because that actually went to the fan for. So I was like, what's that? Sound was
oh, they had the sound, right?
yeah. I was like, oh fuck.
That's why people are looking into cable mods.
Huh?
Cable mods. Have you ever heard of cable mods?
What kind of cable? Mods.
Basically, they always buy like those shit. What's the name called? Like power supply. There's two different versions. One is like the cables are inbuilt. The other one is you have to manually connect. I forgot that word. Shit, I really forgot that word. What is it called? Okay, whatever. Okay, so like the power supply that I have is actually EVGA 13. Was it 13? 1000 watt. I got my 1000 watt. And my cables are based on the needs that I want. I plug it in and then connect to my motherboard and to the graphic card, whichever I need.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So there's this I think the brand is called Cable Mods. So what they do is that they have their own specific, like the one line cable.
Yeah.
And then they'll let you know that what cable are compatible with which model of the PSU.
Yeah.
Then you can actually get a different color. You can set like rainbow color.
Okay.
And then you can set the length also.
Mm-hmm.
So if let's say like your
So just custom cables lah.
correct custom cable. So imagine in the near future those
Yep.
wireless, you can custom the cable to be shorter, and you barely even need to organize anything. You can have just nice the length of cable.
Yeah.
Zip tie them together. Amazing.
Simlim Tower. Oh really? No, that's where I used to get like modded audio cables and power cables and other stuff as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Simply have.
But most of the time how they do is damn janky lah, but it works lah.
It is. I have a very important question. Where's the mouse? I can't see. Oh wait, I found it. Problems I'm having multi-screen. My 3 screen, sometimes I couldn't find my own mouse.
Why?
I like when I using Ampere, I couldn't find my mouse. I was like,
Windows have the one where you shake the mouse and it becomes bigger, right?
is it Windows? No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, that was on the Mac. So I'm just wondering if Windows have.
I know there's a key function that you can do, and then you can bring a mouse to the center. Cable mods. This is the one. And they'll show you direct replacement for all the different models. Then all this. Then you can actually get this thing here, this black thing. Then you will have that shitty.
Oh, that fucking. Yeah, man.
Right, it looks amazing, right?
Oh, this is like really like mod. Fucking good. Straight we go keyboard.
Oh my god, you are in the keyboard. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually. Do you know how to like mod your own key?
Yes. Why? What do you want to do?
I was thinking of doing like a keyboard though.
What kind of keyboard?
I don't know, like a special unique keyboard just for yourself, like myself.
Yeah, but what do you need? That's the important question.
I like the sound, the keyboard sound.
You prefer linear or you like tactile or what?
Is it tactile? This is what?
Linear. I'm specifically using silver key.
This one. I like this one.
I had to mod this, So on my YouTube channel, I modded this Logitech. Honestly, actually, if you want to borrow this, you can actually borrow. I don't use it.
Wait. How come?
I prefer my silver switch. Okay, so before this, right, they there's a sound because it's very loose.
Oh, okay.
So then every time I type, right, it just gets to me lah. Because I do a lot of typing, so I had to mod the fuck out of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's your USB dongle?
What?
Where's your dongle?
Connected there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I actually like this sound.
This one it depends on. But this one can sound a bit mushy over time.
Guys, look at this. Redundant.
So I got the Logitech one, right? It's because I'm using Mac and PC. So the Logitech one it allows me to do like Bluetooth. Then I got fucking irritated with the sound.
Oh yeah.
Then it's like, oh damn shit.
Have you seen the G code too?
I do not know how to. I don't know what to feel about this, because I don't know. It just looks like previous one. It's like trying to compare an iPhone 14 with an iPhone 15.
No. I have to say, Logitech. No, it's different. It's really different. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, how is it different?
I don't know. It's just two makes it like okay. I'm gonna sound like a typical Apple buyer, but the two is way better. As in the specs and the AI, the chipset they have is all updated. Okay, you're gonna say about the casing. The casing is
It's the same, though. It's the same.
Fine. But dude, I've been in love with Logitech ever since, and if they could sponsor me, that would be great.
You can actually apply it for affiliate.
the Pro, I'm actually waiting for the G995, the new update, the new one. Because I actually quite like the low profile board. And it's actually quite amazing. I'm so used to it as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for now, it's a wireless thing. Huh? Everybody's going wireless. Like, even my keyboard, mouse, all wireless. My headphones also wireless. I'm going everything wireless already. I can see you're still using some cable.
Yeah, initially it was a lot of wireless, but after a while it's that you just start plugging stuff in.
Actually, you know what? I actually thought of this. I actually thought about using those Rode wireless microphone as like my streaming microphone.
It's actually, it depends on how long you stream. Really?
Oh, that's true. I mean, we can come up with like different stream content, like, you know, probably cooking stream.
That's totally fine, no? Because I mean, it does last a few hours.
Okay.
So that's fine. If you're going to stream for 3 hours, it's going to work perfectly fine lah. Because the receiver, you can plug USB in.
Ah, yeah.
That's perfect.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so what's aside from this? Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Idris Elba. I saw the trailer, it's fucking good though.
I'm actually quite excited for this.
Yeah, but then again, you got your Cyberpunk problems, right? Expected to hit 90% CPU usage on 8-core chips. Surprising no one ever. It's like, okay. I'm going to just play 720p lah. Let's be real.
Before release, CP 2.0 and Phantom what? Phantom Liberty. Please check the condition of your cooling system in the PC. We already saw we have so low on CPU 90 on 8 core is expected. To save your time, please run silly bets and check. I mean, he's giving you warning, you know, before you start playing.
Nice guy. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I just go call him Philip.
So this whole new generation of like high-end AAA title again, you will understand why Intel and AMD is coming out more and more CPU, because in the near future, the whole game will be run under CPU. The only thing that is going to be run by a graphic card is just the graphic, the texture. And have you seen the updates regarding Unreal Engine 5?
Yes, I downloaded the engine to test out for 3D. I actually tested it out because they had some open beta thing, so I tried it out because I do 3D renders and stuff, right? Fucking good, man.
It's amazing how last time when you were to do like a game or background, you need to copy paste.
Yeah.
Now it just render with that millions of like that scope, the triangle, pentagon thing, shit.
Yeah.
And it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, because for aside from that, right, depending on the CPU and GPU, the loading time is so good. Yeah.
It looks freaking amazing. Okay, we can look at the preset.
Okay, let's look at the minimum first. Minimum, okay. Low 1080p 30. What do we need? i7, okay, that's fine.
Recommended
1060.
new 12 Gen i7.
I mean, you're talking about ultra settings, man. It's like, okay,
It's high,
fine.
1080.
Recommended 1080 is fine. 12 core, okay, yeah, Ryzen, yeah. I'm like, honestly, I'm not really surprised. I'm not wowed by anything. I'm just surprised it's only 70 GB for storage.
But I don't know why.
Are we supposed to be surprised?
60. Expected FPS is 60. I always thought like, you know, some of these games can go up to 144.
Yeah, but then you got to understand that, to me at least Cyberpunk is not really a skill-based game. There's some skill there, but it's still like a single-player GTA style kind of game. Is there RNG? Not much.
It could
So,
be,
like,
but you know, speaking about GTA, have you heard about the GTA 6 thing?
Yeah, you were telling me about it.
I was telling you about it. Dude, apparently someone said that the base price is gonna be like $150 or something.
But what's going to be in the game? Is it going to be on like Unreal Engine 7 by then? Oh, what?
No, it's in production right now. There's a couple of leaks, regarding the thing. It's using
Are we able to
it's
play a
using
multiplayer?
Unreal Engine 5, I think.
Multiplayer?
Multiplayer.
Can
for
we
sure.
like create our own house and clan and stuff?
I think
And then actually we have one gang versus another gang.
so the entire thing when GTA 5 released, they came out with like modded and custom servers, and people start playing role play servers. So I'm not too sure whether is this true or not, but Rockstar actually hit like the community because they have seen a lot of like these role play games and everything. I think they're planning to add a customized role play server into the multiplayer server.
Yeah, because for example, like not even GTA, you got other online multiplayer games where there's a lot of roleplay servers. Like I used to play on Rust. There's a lot of roleplay servers. It's so fun all the time.
I would never forget the day I joined a Rust server. I would never
If
forget.
only
that
I have
day.
the saving, I can just put a cutaway out there.
Literally, I asked him, "Hey, can you bring me to your place?" I said, "Sure." I looted everything. I got some stuff. Then what? We steal a horse, right? Was it your horse?
I don't know, I can't remember.
I
only can remember the part where you went to the house at Ampere. Yeah, there's a lot of traps.
So I went to his place, like his Rust place, and then I think I managed to steal someone else's horse. Then after that, I was like looking for you. Then after I found you, I told, "Oh wow, your house looks amazing." Mind you, he never warned me anything, and then he straight away just said, "Just come in." I didn't know his chat was on. The moment I enter, I touch on the thing. I just like. It took me 30 minutes just to find him. After that, I spawned even further. I straight to him, I'm done. I'm not playing it. But then I came back the second time, and I died in his turret.
Because my base had Tesla calls, turrets, shotgun. Yeah,
He told me he's adding me to the same list. I say, okay, I'm gonna wait for you to add me. He said, oh, I think done. You try. The first thing I do it. That is the second time like that. After that, I was like,
But yeah, roleplay games are fun.
play. Even I'm not playing, I uninstall. I immediately uninstall Rust.
Yeah, if you play GTA, roleplay will probably be the same.
I think they would agree though. I think there's a few.
Yeah.
A few. But I mean,
Because adding roleplay to your games, right, will increase like returning, like the number. It'll increase the number of returning players, for sure. Because I mean, it becomes like an MMO RPG where people have to dedicate their time to it. Right?
yeah. That's why the GTA series will never die. And and the GTA 5 series, they with all the roleplay servers and all different modded servers that they play in, you actually have a consistent amount of viewers than your Diablo 4.
And I didn't even bother.
Oh, okay. Diablo 4 is such a low blow, but Call of Duty. That's
COD.
it. Your COD players and viewers are fluxing up and down. GTA has always been not really up. Not
Oh, they're
very high.
closing the Warzone servers,
This is the first one.
The first one only. Oh, okay.
The second Warzone is still there. Anyway, they just launched trailer for the third one. Have you seen?
No, not L.
You go see the third one. The zombie one it looks pretty sick.
Is it time to play Warzone again or?
No Warzone. I'm actually down to buy the game to play zombie. The zombie looks fun.
I really miss Left 4 Dead.
Anytime there, if you wanna play, you can play.
Switch to which is like leverage Nvidia Ampere GPU and
So last we
DLSS.
talk about the Nintendo Switch also.
Yeah.
So we talk about different handheld games, and I think there was one Steam Deck is coming out and a newer update of their OS.
Did you close the thing?
Yeah.
New OS. Okay, so what's the new OS about?
I think it's just for more stability for their current OS that they have lah. But I think other than that, it's really
Or variable frame rate, or
the variable frame rate and everything. It's basically just an update of their OS. It seems to be getting it's not much on a full Steam market.
so just variable frame rate. That's it.
It's related for those who are using Linux desktop mode. And you're not using them, that's really.
Anyway, in other news for gaming, Microsoft buying Blizzard and Activision.
Oh yeah, that's a huge.
Yeah, look, the buyout is set to close in October after UK finally approves deal.
That's like a huge deal though.
Yeah, for sure.
So now I don't need to spend $120 to buy Call of Duty, or I can pay $13.99 for Microsoft Game Pass and get the game.
I'm trying to think that the Game Pass is actually a very good deal, but I don't know. My problem is not owning the game. That's my only issue.
Look, there's always this. You think about it this way. Imagine buying Game Pass for the first 2 years, and then the game launches, and you get to play the game. And then when you go on sale, then you buy it.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And most of the game sales are up to 75%, man. I mean, you look at like Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike came out as what? $20? I bought the game, and what happened to the game? It went to free. Left 4 Dead 2. Was it Left 4 Dead 2?
Was it Left 4 Dead? I think so. Oh, then the discount became super huge, right?
Yeah.
It became like $2 something.
Team Fortress was another one.
Team Fortress is always free.
No?
Was it not?
Team Fortress, when they first came out, was paid.
Paid?
Yes.
I don't remember paying.
It was paid.
That's so long ago.
It is. And then what? Recently, there's a few paid games become free. Naraka Blade Point. It was paid also. It became free. Quite a few games just became free.
Nice. Yeah.
They couldn't get enough people to buy the game or play the game. They just release it as free, which is ideally smart because everybody's all now into like in-game purchase. Those are the devils. Have cost me $1,000 over dollars.
What a waste. The whole Unity thing.
Wait, what happened? Like,
Okay, so for this thing, right, Unity, now they are charging developers, right? And they're charging developers for each install of the game. So when you bought the game like on Steam, right, and using the Unity engine and stuff, and then the player itself, they uninstall the game, right? They reformat the PC or whatever reason, and then they reinstall the game. They charge the developers. So if you have your free-to-play games, right, that's it. They're going to lose money.
what?
So that's one of the reasons
50
why.
cents for each game install.
Yeah. So it's a huge scam deal. Yeah.
Hey, if you think about it from a businessman standpoint, it's actually kind of a smart move.
It's a smart move, but it's a very scammy kind of move, lah.
Dude, the guy who sold cancer drugs for crazy amount of money, he also doing it.
Yeah, and everyone hates him because he's a fucking asshole.
That's I guess it's just where your value stands
Yeah, no.
in as such. I mean, if you say this, like maybe not each game install. As long as they buy the game, they have like some hardware coding that tells that this system, this account bought the game,
Yeah.
and then you charge them 20% for each of the game, and that's fine.
Yeah, so if it's tagged to like your motherboard, for example, right? I feel that is
No.
okay.
Motherboard still no, because you think about it, if your motherboard spoil, you need to change, then it's not fair already.
I know it's not. I understand that part is not fair, lah, but for me, that is like the bare minimum kind of thing. So that, for example, even though like you're still using the normal Windows, you haven't reformatted anything, you uninstall that, you reinstall, right? Then it's like charging the developers up even more.
I guess it's just like the Windows on the Microsoft account and motherboard link as well. They
Tag to a license key, is it?
the license key used to be stored into the motherboard,
Yeah.
and then they realized that at the later part, a lot of the older motherboard is dying off, and then they couldn't get the license key back. So I think they started introducing tag your license key on the motherboard and to your Microsoft account. So every time when you log in your Microsoft account, your Windows 10 will be immediately activated.
Which is good, lah.
Which is smart, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, so Unity is just facing a lot of issues, There's a lot more to it, which is actually very scary because I don't remember what exactly they did, but they had the terms and conditions stuff, right? So after people started complaining or something, then they deleted stuff from the terms and conditions as well, just to cover the ass at the same time.
I mean, Unity has been going free for a lot of things. I think they probably, because the whole COVID thing, they might be losing money.
That one is because they were still charging people like they were still charging developers, but it's also the number of games that you sold. Then of course they started charging based on the number of the tier, how big the game becomes.
But I think it's just for indie games.
I think it hits smaller developers more. Yeah. Specifically like free to play people. Even though they have like stores like Genshin Impact or whatever, they're still gonna lose money because of that.
Look, if you're gonna make people spend money, you're gonna do it. Either way, you're gonna entice people to do it. Look, okay, we have already submitted ourselves to Riot. It happened already. We will not talk furthermore about that. And I'm pretty sure you have been sucked into other games too. The first one, the most heartbreaking for me was CSGO.
I don't think I even spent money on CSGO.
I did. I ever tell you the story about my CSGO days?
What skins you buy?
It's not only about skins. I buy the skins I bet. I did betting on my skins. I did just about anything. And then end up with a major loss.
Sad. Yeah, so I'm recording this as well.
Okay. Yeah, so sad times, but it is what it is. It's over already. We move forward, and then guess what happened? I'm sucked to Riot again. Riot, take my card.
I think it's now a you problem and not so much for the game developer problem.
It's always been. It's me. I'm the problem.
Yeah, but this Unity thing, I don't know. It just feels scammy. There has to be another way for them to earn money. Yeah.
Sure. But I guess this is not the right way.
Definitely not.
Alright, I think that's all for...
Okay, cool. That's all for today's episode of Bits Byte Banter.
Bits Byte Banter.
Really, yeah, because actually there were a couple of other things announced as well, which is not really that much newsworthy. What's the link that I sent you?
Which link? You sent me a lot of things.
No, I mean it's not Hasbro. Was it Capcom?
It's not Capcom.
That's quite underwhelming, man.
The Capcom games, like,
Yeah.
okay, I understand like some people like Capcom games, but I mean, the moment I opened up, you know what I saw? Ace Attorney. of all games, Ace Attorney. Right?
Okay, Ace Attorney, right, I feel it should be a mobile game. To be frank,
yeah,
it should be a mobile game. Yeah. Because aside from that, then there's a Nintendo Direct as well, right? Previously, yeah, that was also like there's a lot of remasters coming out essentially, even for Capcom.
Okay.
It's a whole remaster problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you even get like Final Fantasy coming out with remasters. Is that I think just preying on people's nostalgia.
Alright, so we come to the end of our episode for today. We'll probably film another one at a time. But we're likely going to try a different format. We're going to try the
Discord.
or a live stream format, so you know, you can drop us a follow on our Instagram working.
I
follow us on
whichever social platform you watch this on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, once again, I'm Oz and this is Ewan.
Hey, thanks for joining us. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, stop recording.